Hello, New Rochelle. This is Superintendent Jonathan Raymond, and time for another edition of What Matters Most. I'm in studio at Trinity Elementary School, where what you do every day matters. I have a special guest with me today, Reverend Dierdra Clark, who is not only a parent in our district, but head of our PTA. We'll be talking to Dierdra in a minute, but now it's time for some good news. 78 students from Isaac E. Young Middle School and 154 students from Albert Leonard Middle School are being inducted to the National Junior Honor Society. Congratulations and keep up the great work. You can catch a bit of Broadway this week at Whitney Young Auditorium on Sunday when the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle hosts a musical performance and honors 2022 Youth of the Year Brian Penn, a senior from New Rochelle High School. He was just on our show last week. And Columbus Elementary School is celebrating the PTA Book Fair this week with PTA members bringing a great variety of books to classrooms for all of our students to enjoy. Thank you, Columbus PTA. And now for some fun facts. Did you know that President Theodore Roosevelt read a book every single day? And did you know that the hardest working muscle in your body is your heart? It pumps more than 2,000 gallons of blood a day and beats more than 2.5 billion times in a 70-year lifespan. Did you also know that Walt Disney's first original character was a rabbit? And another fun fact, the tallest sunflower on record grew to more than 30 feet, just like the ones behind me. And now, welcome, Dierdra. It's so good to have you, and I understand this is welcome home.
Yes.
Trinity Elementary School. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, well, it's quite a journey. So I was a student here. Not only was I a student here, my father was a student at Webster. So I was a student here, and then I was in, at that time, the Gifted and Talented program. It was called Gifted and Talented, was at Webster. So then I went to Webster. But this is where I did second grade, third grade, first grade, all of those things. And it brings back memories. I had a great experience
here. You've got such great family history. And your mother had a little history in our school district too?
She did. She was assistant superintendent. And actually, as we know, we closed schools years ago here, and she had a big hand in that.
Right.
So yes, my family's been very involved in the schools, and I love the schools
here. And having
here.
met your mother, I think she's still an assistant superintendent here.
In life,
It's
yes.
great, it's great, it's great. So, you know, the PTA is a really important function here in New Rochelle. You've been president, you're just stepping down now. We had a wonderful celebration last night, elected our new officers, but, you know, talk a little bit about your journey with the PTA and why PTAs matter so much for school districts, particularly in New Rochelle.
Sure, so PTAs, I actually started running a carnival when my kids were at Barnard. That was kind of my first entry into, I'm going to support PTA, so I ran the carnival, and I had a really good time, and I decided after that I want to stay involved. PTAs become a great way, a great tool for you to know what's going on in the school and also to support the school. And so PTAs do everything from book fairs, like you mentioned. At Davis, at Davis and Columbus, they did a grant and they did a whole big STEAM program. At Albert Leonard, we did popcorn. So whether it's educational, whether it's social, PTA units become a great way for parents to kind of get involved and find out what's going on at their school, to meet the administration, and to support what the schools are doing, because after all, we are all in this together. And so in New Rochelle, in such a big community with so many students, it's really important that we support our schools. They need us and we need them. And so what a better way for PTAs to operate than to be able to be that support place.
And what's been your vision for the PTA this year? And what are you most proud of that you were able to accomplish as your time as president?
Oh, well, so one of the great things we were able to do this year was the holiday market. And that actually came at your suggestion. I'd love to say it was our idea, but we had this holiday market, as you know, at the train station. They set up vendors, and so the PTAs were one of the vendors. And so it was phenomenal because we had all this PTA gear from all over the district in one little booth. And what was even better is it was staffed by by parents from all over the district. So you would have a parent from Albert Leonard or a parent from Ward sitting with a parent from Columbus. They never might have met. And so one of the things I'm most proud of is that we really have talked about being one community. And so the things that we've done have really illustrated that we are one community. So if I could say there's one thing I'm most proud of, and I wouldn't say that I'm most grateful for, is that we've been able to really show and illustrate, yes, we are one community. So that's been great.
It's my tagline, we are one New Rochelle.
Yeah.
So let's go under it a little bit, but the importance from your perspective of parent engagement, and parents as partners. I talk about parents are our most important partners, but you live it.
So, it's interesting. The schools need us. We actually can help you as you're trying to figure out, what do our kids need? So we are so thankful to have the teaching staff that we do, to have the administrators that we do, but you can't do it without understanding who our kids are, understanding, you have them most of the day, but we have them at night. And so it's really important for parents to be around and to show up so they can say and be available for your team to say, well, this is maybe what some of the students need. And, this is what's happening in our community. Can you as a school respond to that? And so we have a lot of that. We have a lot of things that happen in our community that we as parents see. Unfortunately, we see stuff on social media, but it's really important for parents to be engaged and be partners and say, this is happening. How can we make sure that we are supporting our students together, not being in kind of a oppositional, you guys are the administration and the staff, we are the parents. No, it's important as things go on in our communities that we're engaged so that we can be working together to make sure all of our students are getting the most out of the schools.
That's right. Yeah, and now we have our new Director of Family and Community Engagement, Eddie Castro. You've had a chance to visit with Eddie, and he's got a lot of great ideas from parent universities to figuring out how we get our parent-teacher home visit program going. So, there's a lot of great things coming.
And he's been at both. He came, he started, and I said to him, well, we have a PTAC meeting, it must have been a week or 3 days. He said, I'll come. And so he came to that one. And then at the next one he came, he showed up and he wanted our input. So it's really great to have him. And I think he can help focus us on how to do some of the things we want to do that are broad-based for our community. So I think he can be a tool to help focus us. He's great. He has a lot of enthusiasm and he has a lot of experience in this.
Yeah, he does. And I think shares that same vision about, we are one, right? Final thought as we get at the end of the school year. It's been certainly a year with its challenges, but I think we're, as we finish, we have so many things happening in our schools, and it's been terrific to see our parents and our families back. Have you been able to catch some of the things going on in our schools?
Well, there's a lot going on. So, yes, I have. I know you mentioned the induction, so that was one thing. I was able to attend at Albert Leonard, the play they did. It's Broadway all over. It's Broadway at Davis, it's Broadway at the high school, it's Broadway at the middle schools. We have 2 middle schools who for the first time had a PTA meeting together.
Wow, that's
that
great.
was great. I know that they both had, now Isaac calls it their prom for the 8th graders. Albert Leonard calls it their dance. But they both had their kind of proms, dance. And so, we're doing a lot of things. I understand that the tradition is going to go on and that the high school graduates are going to be up on outside the high school. Their pictures, that's something that started out of COVID. And so I'm excited about that. So I feel good about what's going on and the way we're all working together. And the results are, I think the kids are doing okay.
Yeah, I think so. It's been great to have them back in school. So important, and it's been great to get our parents and our families, back in school. And that I think has been the beautiful blessing for this year. And we just got to keep it going. I know folks are tired too, so we're looking forward to a good rest, rejuvenate, and then we come back at it next fall.
One thing, it was nice last night. We had the celebration, and it was wonderful to hear our parent from Huguenot Academy say her kids love the new space. They're happy with the new space. They're having fun. And so that was just after a year where we kind of were like, when are we opening? To hear that we love it, that was really great.
Yeah, it's great.
So-
Great. Well, thanks for adding that in.
Yep,
And
you bet.
it's so good to have you back. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks
Hope you
for
have
having me.
You're welcome. Have a great summer.
Yep,
all right?
you too.
Yeah. Please say hi to your mother for me.
I
okay?
will.
All right. Well, that's going to do it, New Rochelle, for another edition of What Matters Most. Be sure to join us back again real soon. Wonderful. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, New Rochelle.